Wow. Can you even imagine doing a stream?
Mm-hmm.
It's been years.
It has.
Yeah, and there she is.
Woo!
Okay, cool. Hey, Killer Void.
Kilgore! Woot woot!
Okay.
Lucky Bat, love the new set. Ooh woo! Alright, so today I am finishing up a Necron Overlord. I started for the big ol' Necron bash of
2021.
2021.
Mm-hmm. Necro Bash.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I want to christen the stream with a little bit of the old burp water.
Yeah. I wish I had a burp water.
Mm-hmm. I bet you do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got some exciting stuff too. I was inspired, and I'm gonna finish up those Gretchen.
Ooh.
So, I think that'll be a fun one. Joyful is, whoa, is this the future? Yes, it is the future.
There, right there. Yep. Okay, that's in focus.
Yeah.
Boop. Ooh. I can't see a backdrop amazingly right now. We're still fine tuning.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I have it set to fade,
Fade.
so it should be cycling through the colors slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Sacrificial Gaming, Joey Flores, Dr. Drokel, and Sergeant Beans.
Love a good Sarge Beans.
Yeah, Bean Sarge.
Bean Sarge.
Alright, I think, what am I going to paint on this guy? Once again, a model with a nice, like, dick tabard. What color is this dick tabard? I have a feeling it should probably be the metallic, the copper metallic.
Mm-hmm. Dick to bird. Again, 40k and their dick tabs.
Mm-hmm. Here, I think I'll paint his energy balls on his back.
Love a good energy ball.
That'll be the next step. It's been interesting painting constantly, but not to my highest level, like I typically do. Painting to a tabletop standard, which there's no such thing, but
Yeah. Yeah, good old a week of painting.
yeah.
That was a lot of painting.
Overlord Inquisitor. It's not a tabard, it's a scapula.
Brap. So gotta say about that.
TK30 Prince, I found the other half of the Chaos Dreadnought.
That's an exciting development.
Amazing. Man, I have fallen in love with my Necrons all over again. It's like I'm in high school again.
You're making out with him.
Yeah.
You're taking him to a drive-in movie.
Mm-hmm.
Putting your arm around him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm listening to the audiobook, The Infinite and the Divine, and it's very good. I think it's my favorite of the 40k books I've read. I'm super duper enjoying it.
Is it better than Brutal Cunning?
Oh, Brutal Cunning is good. I like Brutal Cunning, but I like this more.
Mm.
I have a feeling, though, that our opinions would be flip-flopped.
Yeah, probably.
Also, you collect orcs, and I collect necrons.
That's true.
So, I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Probably. Yeah, I'm still not completely finished with Brutal Cunning. I'm almost there. To be finishing that up soon. But yeah, it's a fun book.
Mm-hmm. TK's 3D prints. I feel dirty. I bought a plastic set of models.
Wow.
TK's 3D prints. Didn't you put together 253 copies of Space Hulk? Those are all plastic models. Ooh, Death Guard Plague Marines. I want some Death Guard Plague Marines. Because I really want to do a Death Guard kill team. Because my Space Marines are a super elite, heavy-hitting 6-man kill team. So I will really want to collect Death Guard so that I can have a super hard-hitting 6-man kitted-out kill team.
Perfect. They're very cool models.
TK3 prints. I would have played more if they did metal set.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if at some point, because if they're shipping, millions of units, I wonder if at some point metal just becomes shipping prohibitive.
Mm.
I bet you can fit a lot of plastic kits into one of those shipping containers.
It's true.
I mean, I guess you can ship cars and stuff too, but it's got to be by weight at some point, doesn't it?
I would assume so.
I wonder how that does work. Do you think they have to put the heaviest boxes on the bottom, or do you think it just doesn't matter?
I don't know if it matters.
The boxes are all strong enough that they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Every now and then one of those things sinks and all the boxes just fall off.
And then are there like pirates and they go retrieve the booty?
I don't know.
Like Blackbeard shows up trying to steal some iPhones.
Mm-hmm. I know sometimes you can buy like returned Amazon product by like the pallet. I wonder if you can buy the shipping container.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Well, I guess that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna do that as an unboxing channel.
Yeah.
We just buy sunk ocean containers, wherever they are.
Drag it out of the depths of the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Let me go through it. And we take you along with us.
Yeah.
It's called Sink or Swim, and you can tell us if it's a sink or if it's a swim.
That feels like it should be a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they have the one with the storage units.
That's true. Me and my sister the other day were watching one of those cake wars where the teams have to build a cake to a certain like thing, and the prize was 10 grand. I feel like that's not much money
for being on TV and doing all that stuff.
I feel like that's not a lot of money, and they're not gonna get 10 grand. Like, don't they have to pay like gift tax and stuff?
Yeah, probably. They're doing it for the exposure.
Oh, maybe all of these people around the country will come visit our little shop in Beaver Dam, Massachusetts. No one's going.
Yeah, it's true.
Doom.
Doom. Doom, doom, doom.
TK's 3D paintings. If I had some land, I would buy old storage containers and build a workspace out of them. I've heard of a lot of people doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder... I suppose those things must be engineered in such a way that they don't get, like, brutally hot on the inside.
Yeah, I don't know.
There must be something kind of physicsy about it.
I think a lot of those people, they put insulation in and stuff.
Because the metal is a really good conductor of heat.
Mm-hmm.
And so when that thing heats up, I'm sure the inside gets nice and toasty.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I forget what I was watching, but somebody I think they were making knives, and they were working in a storage unit, and they actually built, on top of the storage unit, they built a box that held pebbles. Like, they had a whole roof of pebbles, kind of like department stores have.
Yeah.
And in the mornings, before the sun went up, he would hose the roof down, and then the pebbles would help keep it damp all day. And apparently that helped a lot with making sure the unit didn't heat up.
Interesting. That's fun.
Darkins Aquatics. I would stack them into a castle. Oh, yeah. Play Jenga. Super Jenga. Where instead of you pulling a little log out of the stack, you're in like a bobcat. Or one of the crane ones.
Mm-hmm.
And you pull it out like a 10-story Jenga stack.
Void 16, I got a Skink Start Collecting set and Skitari.
Wow,
There you
I want a Skink Start Collecting.
Mm-hmm.
And Skitari. No, I like the Skitari a lot, but I don't want to play him. It's just one too many armies.
Mm-hmm.
When Skitari first dropped, I did collect a little. I got a box of Skitari in the Codex. And two of the Iron Strider Bellastari. But I ended up selling them. Because that was just an army I was never going to get to.
Mm-hmm. They're living it up somewhere else.
Harkins Aquatics. You can buy insulated containers. Evaporative cooling is effective. Ah, yeah, that must have been what it was.
Perfect. Well, I see we're going to move.
Mm-hmm.
Move and do that.
I wonder how much is a shipping container? Can I get them on Amazon?
A couple grand.
Can I prime them? Can I get 2-day shipping on a container? On my new home?
Yeah, let's see. On eBay, you can buy this used shipping container for $2,300.
I guess that's a fair price. I bet shipping is awful.
Oh yeah,
They gotta get that on a flatbed?
Well, this one's in Chicago.
Oh,
So.
that's not. Yeah. I still don't know how you'd get it. I think you'd have to rent a flatbed.
Yeah, I
Or
think
get
you
a
can
moving
pay someone-
company. Yeah.
That's what you would do. The item is on location. You have to pick it up. This is a pretty nice one. It's orange.
Oh, I do like orange. TK Shitty Prince. I pulled the Dreadnought apart, ready to strip the paint job. It was all done in chromatic paint back in the 90s, using custom car paints. Oh my gosh, good luck stripping it. Although metal strip's pretty good.
Obviously, you ship it. It's a shipping container. Yeah, you just shove it into a USPS box.
I wonder legally how does that work? Does it count as like a shed or an exterior like building?
I mean, I'm sure you can't put it in your front yard.
Yeah.
If you have your homeowners association or whatever, it wouldn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it counts as. Although it says guaranteed no leaks.
Mm.
So that's good.
Ooh, TK's reprints. In the UK, if it's not blocking light and on level, you don't need planning permission. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's garbage. You can't do whatever you want.
But how does your government, make a ton of money randomly off of permits?
I think it's absolute garbage. I like, to a point, like don't build 3 houses on one lot. But other than that, build a shed, build a pool, teepee.
Yeah.
What are those things? What are those? What is it called when you have like an outside sitting area? A pavilion or a? There's like a roof.
Gazebo.
Yeah, I don't know.
A gazebo.
Oh yes, a gazebo, porta potty.
Yeah.
Or a outhouse.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can't even have outhouses anymore.
No, 50-foot effigy of your god.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
BS.
Christian Coodsey. Hey guys, how are you?
Just dandy.
If you start to stack them, you need planning permission.
Whoops.
I saw this great episode of Penn and Teller's Bullshit. It's the name of the show, and they were meeting with a prepper, like a crazy prepper guy, and he was from the UK, and he had buried buses, and so he had this whole like underground maze of buried buses, but apparently the city had come out and decided that it was too dangerous for people to go in. And so he was locked out, and so he's just walking Penn around like a grassy field, being like, "So here's where the kitchen is," because they weren't allowed to go inside of it. Because I'm sure it's a death trap. Here's where the crew quarters are. Technically, a refrigerator box is a shipping container. That's very true. TK's 3D prints. We are taxed for everything in the UK. There's no escape.
There's always a negative somewhere. I mean, so are we. It depends on what state you live in. If you get taxed for everything. Some states are a little more lenient.
I bet you can build yourself a shipping container compound in Wyoming.
Oh, yeah. And the government pays you to do that because they're just happy you're there.
Yeah. TK's 3D prints. Have you watched Hoarders? Oh my goodness. When I was little, and my mom loved to watch Hoarders, and then every time immediately after that we had to clean the whole house spotless.
That's pretty funny.
Christian could see. How long until you guys have your new studio and everything? Is that why you're upset about building permits? No, we are. I am broadcasting out of our new spot. I mean, it's just new paint, new shelves, new lights.
Mm-hmm. Different corner.
Different corner. Yeah, no permits required.
Mm-hmm.
I hope.
Mm-hmm. Well, probably. But
yeah, probably. I mean, I'm sure we're breaking like 5 laws, but.
Yep.
Operating a business out of a residential. Yeah, we're gonna keep everything on the down though.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I already called like cops to your house, but yeah.
Oh, no.
Paying Bird Dark in Illinois, it feels like you get taxed for thinking.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't know about the think tax?
Yeah, the think tax. Yep. I think I've only. I mean, I lived. We both lived in Wisconsin for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
There's no taxes on essentials. It's great. But I've lived in Illinois. You get taxed for everything. I've lived in California. It's even worse.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Harkins Aquatics. I designed a container home, but it used 12 53-footers. 53-foot containers. Wow, I bet that adds up quick. 12 53-footers.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do we both had to do some construction not too long ago to get the studio ready, and holy cow, is it work?
It is work.
Drywalling and puttying and painting, putting together a hung ceiling.
Yeah, honestly that's the worst part of the whole thing. I'd put up drywall any day compared to doing a hung ceiling.
Yeah, drywall's not the puttying is pretty miserable.
Yep. It's not fun.
Painting's fun. Just like an hour or two.
Quick.
Just knock it out.
Mm-hmm.
Killer Void. I lived with a hoarder for a while. Never again.
Ooh.
TK, City Prince. Man, there are many choices with Death Guard. Think I'll need 2 more packs. Looks like there are 3 variants of each model, and there's 7 models. Ooh. TK, City Prince, are you building an army or a kill team? Or just for fun?
Or all of the above?
Because I think I looked at it a little for kill team, and I think you can't have infinite of each option. Because you can only take like 2 gunners and a special weapon on the sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are probably going to have to take regular plague bolters.
No, I don't play the game. I just like the models. LOL.
Neat. Christian could see. Better yet, Minnesota. I like Minnesota. I've been to Minnesota before. Bang Burn Dark. Move back to Wisconsin.
How hung is your ceiling?
El Rondorio, you mean spackling? I think I ran into this. It's called different things in different places, and it's made out of different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think in the UK, wall putty or wall spackle is made out of cellulose. Whereas here, I think it's not vinyl. What is it? What is it made out of here? I just spent a week.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets. Tendies. Harkins Aquatics. About $48K for the 12 shipping containers.
Yep.
TK 3D Prints, have you seen Space Marine Heroes Series 3 is all Plague Marines? So maybe instead of getting more boxes of the Plague Marines, you get some of those. I think they all have unique weapon loadouts and unique sculpts. I think I might pick up a couple. Maybe I'll get lucky, get something cool.
Those are blind bags?
They are blind bags. They're just kind of frustrating, but...
Yep. Yeah. How about you just don't buy the model and you just keep buying random crap?
I don't think there's any. I mean, if you're just looking for cool Plague Marines, I don't think you can go wrong.
Yeah, right. And I'm sure you don't get to feel them up first.
No, they're in a box. I know in Space Marine Heroes Series 2, they were Terminators and people lost their minds. And there was one particular Terminator that had a banner. And it was like ultra rare. I mean, I want one, but I'm not going to get one because, it's like a 1 in 100 chance, or you pay $70 online for it. Mm-hmm. So, just not going to happen.
Love a good blind bag.
Mm-hmm. I do kind of like blind bags. I think they're fun.
Remember our friend Amanda?
Yeah.
Just open them up in the store. Not even play the game.
Just take it up the counter. These were open.
Yep, but I want them.
Mm-hmm. El Randorio, I'm a frito bandito.
Power Surge. You ever do a kit bashing / green stuff focused video?
Have we? I don't know. It's
barely any green stuff.
Barely, yeah. It's a little tricky because, like, the thing that I'm kit bashing might not be interesting, and it's hard to talk about it in a general way. There's somewhere there's a video in there somewhere. I just need to unpack it.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Because, like, you also though don't want to be like, yeah, just buy like 3 $50 model kits so that you can kit bash a squad. Like, that's not really feasible.
That's a good idea, though.
Mm-hmm.
Something to think about.
Yeah, it'll happen.
That's always how the videos start.
It is.
Someone suggests something, and then we're like, I don't know. That's a good idea.
16 hours of writing later, and it's a video.
Mm-hmm. Well, then there's filming and the editing and the doing it. Then it's a video. Then uploading it. Then people arguing in the comments. Then it's a video.
El Randorio, can you imagine going deep sea diving or scuba diving and discovering all those lost treasure troves of games and miniatures? That'd be neat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's a sea turtle somewhere out there that's choking on Indomitus.
Yeah, how many animals do you think have died to Games Workshop plastic?
I don't know. I don't think it's recyclable.
No.
Is plastic a problem, though? I mean, plastic in the ocean's a huge problem. You shouldn't just dump it wherever. I think we should pick a state and say that's where all the plastic goes. And then I'm sure at some point in the future we'll come up with a really good recycling method. Mm-hmm. And then we'll be like, oh, let's go to, so what's a good empty state? Let's go to Utah. One of the
Wyoming.
One of the Dakotas.
One of the Dakotas. Yeah, we have 2.
Yeah, that's what they're for. Just fill it up with all the plastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure this is fine. Yeah.
Christian Kudzi. Custom Dynasty? Yes. I haven't written a lot of lore for this. I actually don't know that much about the Necron dynasties. Although I am planning on doing a Necron video soon where I go through all the codexes they've ever made. So hopefully that'll give me some ideas. I'm waiting on an 8th edition or a 9th edition Necron codex. But I'll come up with a backstory for these guys. They used to be my Icecrons, which came from an ice planet, and that's why they were white. But it led to them looking kind of boring because they were white and then their weapons were light blue. And so it was just kind of hard to see any details. But
It's
now
kind of funny that both of our armies have kind of moved to a different. They've kind of switched what they are.
Yeah.
They're still kind of what they were. They're just a
Mm-hmm.
little different now.
I think my army will have something to do with the destroyer cults. Like either they hate the destroyer cults extra, or they're a little bit more tolerant to the destroyer cults. Wyoming and Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
TK's 3D prints Grand Canyon, but the river will wash it down into the ocean. Ah,
There you go. Just shove it down.
the Blood Bowl that had the styrene 3D pitch. Dr. Jokel. Supposedly, Amazon produced about 450 million pounds of plastic waste last year, and approximately 22 million pounds of that went into the waterways.
Interesting.
22 million out of 450 million. It's not great. I wonder, how does it get into the waterways? Is it just like inappropriate dumping, or is it consumers being naughty?
I've taken an inappropriate dump before. Yeah, I would assume people just don't care, and they just let it get to. I mean, think about how much trash you see on the side of the roads. Or
It's true.
I guess here it's not as bad, but like in Milwaukee, it was kind of not great.
Yeah, that's true.
And that goes right into the lake,
Mm-hmm.
or right into the Milwaukee River.
Kill avoid ice cream crons.
Dreamsicle crons.
Christian Kudzi. I almost got into Necrons when I started in 2005, but I hated the idea of murder robots controlled by the Satan. So I picked Tyranids, but I always got a place for them. Yeah. And they're no longer the slaves to the Satan, and the lore has changed. So now they're their own murder robots. They don't need no Satan.
You don't need no Satan.
No. They can be strong, independent Necrons all by themselves.
Perfect. Kilgore Void. Florida actually has no landmass. It's just entirely trash.
That sounds right. Oh, Florida.
Is it white trash?
Just meth gators as far as the eye can see. Dr. Kilgore Void. That's why my water tastes so freshly packaged. To Dr. Trogle, I never throw plastic packaging into rivers or streams. Those are for dumping old oil from my car.
Exactly.
I think I read some sort of a short story or some piece of science fiction where aliens show up and they're like, all right, our planet is in desperate need of plastic. And then we're like, we're gonna need 2 tons of gold per plastic, but I think we can get you what you need.
It'll be difficult, but I think we can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just,
Aliens come and they're
down.
like, yeah.
They want all the plastic. TK's 3D prints. To be honest, in third world countries, in India, they throw all the rubbish into the rivers and wait for the monsoons to wash them clean. In Mexico, dump trucks just illegally dump into rivers to wash it away. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess we were thinking about here,
Yeah.
rather than other countries.
Yeah. Here, some people try a little.
Mhm.
Kilgore Void. Florida does not discriminate in that regard. Everything is trash.
Perfect.
Oh no, Dr. Trokel. But if the aliens only want the plastic, minis! They'll take all our minis!
Well, TK's Theory of Prince has all the metal ones.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess we'll have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Kilgore Void. Aliens have already come to Earth. They said it wasn't worth the effort.
Mm-hmm.
Kilgore Void. As Bill Watterson said, the sure sign of intelligent life elsewhere in the universe is that none of it has tried to contact us. Aw, is that the Calvin and Hobbes guy? Bill Watterson? I feel like I can read that in a... I can hear that in Calvin or Hobbes' voice. TK's 3D prints. In China, an inventor in China could turn plastic into industrial diamonds for diamond-edged tools, but it costs a lot. And then there was another guy in China that can turn plastic back into oil again. Costly, but it can be done. Yeah, and eventually we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Where it'll just flip-flop back and forth between, I don't know, dinosaurs and oil.
You convert the plastic into dinosaurs.
Yeah. Philbo Baggins, love your channel. Aw, thanks, Philbo Baggins.
Yeah.
Christian Kudzi, what color will his glaive be? It's going to be orange. Glowy orange. Kilgore Boy, that's the man. Oh, I love Calvin and Hobbes. So wholesome, so good.
And you have a lot of peeing Calvin stickers.
Yeah,
on
just
your,
today I saw one of those. I drove up to Milwaukee today, and I saw one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Very classy. Yeah. I think there's a quote from Bill Watterson that says, "When I'm long dead, there'll still be those Calvin peeing stickers."
Yep. Do you know why those started?
I don't.
Who thought of that?
Dr. Drokel. In War of the Worlds, aliens came to Earth and were defeated by our bacteria and viruses. They could be super screwed if they came to Earth right now.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Kilgore Void. Yeah, go Earth. Up yours, Mars. Soil and oil is people. Maybe the next race that comes about on Earth is going to be using Because oil is dinosaur bones, or it's fossils in general. So maybe way down the line, when like the dolphins are running the place, they're going to be using humans as their oil.
That'd be fun.
Kilgore Void. If we could develop time travel and staggered trips back into the microsecond, we could theoretically have an infinite supply of fossil fuels. I have an idea that would be kind of like a cool science fiction book, or maybe it exists. But what if like humanity in the future is like, we kind of screwed this all up, but we invented a time machine, so we're gonna go like back to the Middle Ages and just wipe out people and start from there.
So you wipe out people and then you
like
over it, or you
like
just
super,
wipe out people?
Super science fiction people go back in time to like, I don't know, maybe you go back to like proto Earth, like right before cave people, and you're just like, we're gonna start again, but from this far back with spaceships. I know Watterson hates licensing out Calvin and Hobbes. I don't think he ever did it. I mean, there's no like Hobbes toys or anything. I don't think there was Calvin and Hobbes like calendars. That's another big thing with comics, is like wall calendars and day calendars. Dr. Jokel, dolphins be like, so long and thanks for all the fish. So sad that it should come to this. We tried to warn you all, but oh dear. Despite your nets and tuna fleets, we thought that most of you were sweet, especially tiny tots and your pregnant women. That's one of my favorite movies, I think. I watched it a ton growing up. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie. I just think that movie is just so wonderful, and you got Martin Freeman. Slight difference between those two actors. Zooey Deschanel, the guy from Moon. Sam Rockwell. I think it's Sam Rockwell. Kilgore Void. To say that apes evolved from men, preposterous. Sample text. The conundrum would be, would they have the know-how to build everything from scratch again?
I think they would have a USB drive with everything on it.
There's a really cool book called Seven Eves, and at one point in the book, it takes in the future, the book has several jumps, and at one point, there's no longer recorded history. Like at some point, they just didn't have VHS players, and so they're like, yeah, we just don't really know what happened back then because we don't know what a Blu-ray is, so we can't access that stuff. Because if you think about it, all modern history is really, really, really recent.
It is.
Sample text. One plays a hobbit and the other is the voice of God. Kilgore Void. I appreciate that the original Marvin makes a cameo appearance. Yes! Elron Dorio. Cartoonists rock. The creator of Bloom County has the best political statement when a visiting senator asks the crowd what they think drives the political scene, and Milo Bloom yells, "Money talks." I never really got into Bloom Country. I think it was too much for me when I was a kiddo and reading a lot of American comics. I think maybe now I would be able to get into it more. I was more into Calvin and Hobbes, Get Fuzzy, Garfield, Pearls Before Swine, Sherman's Lagoon, Foxtrot.
Cyanide and Happiness.
I don't think they were in the Sunday Funnies.
No.
Should have been, though. Garfield.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Andorio. Bloom Country was not for kids. Yes, yeah. Dr. Jokel. As a kid, Calvin and Hobbes and The Far Side was my favorite. Oh, The Far Side is brilliant. Mm-hmm. I forget which cartoonist said it, but they said the best cartoonists in the world are cartoonists who got their start ripping off The Far Side. And there's two types of cartoonists. There's cartoonists who say they got their start ripping off The Far Side, and the cartoonists who are still doing it. Cover Void. Everybody go read Weapon Brown if you want your Sunday funnies crammed into a post-apocalyptic hellscape. Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Don't we all?
Isn't that where they take like Sunday funny characters and they pit them against each other in like a super war? Christian could see. The cartoon I always felt was the worst, and it was always in the lower corner. So if you read the comics, the Western way, it was always last. Family Circus. Yeah, Family Circus is rough. Family Circus is like, is it still the 30s? Remember that goddamn play we watched? Mr. Burns?
Oh, yes.
I didn't get that at all.
Still don't. Yes, I do remember Mr. Burns.
That was bizarre. It's like a post-apocalyptic story.
Yeah, and I think the idea is how popular media changes throughout time.
Yeah.
Like, what would The Simpsons be like in a post-apocalyptic world? People would be doing them as, like, weird rain dances almost.
Yeah.
Or they'd be, like, telling them around the campfire. But they wouldn't quite get the story right.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Mr. Burns was the hero?
Yeah.
I think that's what the idea was.
There was three little stories. There was, like, one where it's, like, humanity has just gotten bad, and it's people telling a Simpsons episode around a campfire. And then the next one is, like, a traveling troupe. Like minstrels, and they're telling the story of this particular episode, and then like 1,000 years in the future, it's now like a religious ritual. This episode of Simpsons. It's a neat concept. I'd like to see it done well. I don't think we saw a particularly good production of it.
No.
Also, maybe like I don't know. Maybe should you have watched that episode before watching it? Because I was pretty much lost. I don't know much about The Simpsons.
Yeah, I think most people, you know,
Yeah.
that was part of they watched that, you know, on Fox while they ate dinner. I don't know, but I think that, yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, I think you have to understand the show, and you kind of have to really like the show to be able to understand that.
Dr. Jokel, I did a cartoon for my college paper. It was called My Point of View and was a single large square, like Far Side. The paper editor refused quite a few of my cartoons because he was a joyless hack.
Hey, when that happens.
Kilgore Void. I mean, look at old books and stuff. We idolize Shakespeare today, but back in the day, back then he was the equivalent of fart jokes. Yeah, I think most of Shakespeare sucks. I've watched a lot of Shakespeare. It all sucks. At best, it's fine. And who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, we all can't be an intellectual, so
I know.
I understand.
I was watching this one show and I was falling asleep in the back, but these two pretentious dick butts were sitting behind me just laughing and laughing. Just a completely silent audience, and then these people are like, ha ha ha. I get it.
Yes,
the immortal words of the
smart.
immortal words of the immortal bard. Meanwhile, everyone else is like, will there be an intermission?
Yeah.
So that I can leave?
Yeah. We're leaving at intermission, right? Do we have enough to write our paper?
Yeah. Zongpu, paint the sword blue. Paint the sword blue. No. It's going to be orange.
Yeah.
And probably red. And a little yellow.
Shakespeare sucks. Yeah. Good avoid. If it's done right, Shakespeare is great. It's rarely done right.
Yes.
I think the only Shakespeare play that I think is I mean I've just seen it too many times is The Tempest. I like The Tempest.
The Tempest
I think
is
The
good.
Tempest is I think The Tempest is fun.
The tricky thing is Shakespeare needs really good actors.
Yeah.
Like actors who know how to just because the Shakespeare language is kind of tricky, but I've seen good actors are able to say it in where even if you're not catching every word, you still get what's being said. Whereas some actors, a lot of acting students struggle, and so they work really hard to get out every word correctly, but it just sounds like a jumbled mess.
Yes, and a lot of student actors, they just memorize the script barely.
Yeah.
Just so that they have it in their working memory. They don't actually like memorize it way ahead of time so that they can work through it. Like real actors. It's a nightmare. Seen that a bunch of times. Remember? Good old someone that we went to school with.
For a second I thought you were going to name drop.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Not like it will matter anyways.
No.
But we were doing some sort of musical or whatever, and we asked how the show went, and he's like, it went pretty well. I forgot a few of my lines, but like, what?
So you mean it went horribly?
It went so bad because you forgot a couple of you forgot some lines. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger Void. When are we getting 40k theater productions? I want
Ah.
to see the Divine in
The Infinite,
and the Divine as a 5-act musical.
I think it would totally work.
That sounds like something that we would do.
It does. It would totally work too. What's great about the Infinite and the Divine, I didn't know this going into it, but it's kind of like a buddy movie. Like Trazine and Oricon, they don't get along, but in a way they get along really, really well. Like they hate each other, but they also like need each other. And they get on each other's nerves and they argue and they try to kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would work really well. And a lot of it comes down to like really, really good character moments. What's great about this goddamn book is there's 2 characters. There's Oricon and there's I already forgot the other one. Trazine. And that's pretty much, there's like characters come and go, but you don't have to like know them. Which is great. Usually 40k books are goddamn full of names. Not this one.
So when are we gonna make our musical?
I'll start writing. Get a couple of actors together.
Mm-hmm. Would it be live action?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, theaters aren't doing anything. We can get some stage time.
I think it should be an opera. People love opera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Infinite and Divine, I'm really, really digging it. And it's so interesting that years and years go by.
So it's 2 characters.
Yeah.
So is it just back and forth between the 2 characters? There's no other stories, no other garbage, nothing else happening?
There's a lot of stuff happening, but it's like Necron Warrior.
Okay. Good. I like that.
Yeah. So it's even Speed Freaks, or not Speed Freaks. What's the name of the book?
Brutal
Cunning. It has a fair few characters.
It does have a fair few characters. I don't like the jumping around.
Yeah.
I don't like. It's not my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I just want to hear about the orcs. I don't care about the AdMech stuff. I don't care.
And
it's fun, but I'd rather just hear about Princess.
Yeah. Killer Void. I like it when my co-star forgot an entire monologue that introduced my character and just froze for 5 minutes. Holy cow. I bet it felt like 5 minutes.
Yep. That's a nightmare. And then do you just come out on stage, or like what do you do? Like,
for some reason his first few lines are just screamed from backstage. I had an actor just completely miss their entrance. Just literally like, and they had like such a, like they're literally like, and here they are, just standing there, and I had to like push them.
That's crazy.
Sir Ian McKellen as Trazine. Christian could see. In opera, I like Pelliassi. Is that the clown one?
Is that the clown one?
The only reason I might know that, is because it's referenced in Watchmen. I am not cultured even a little. An all maraca-based musical, Eons of Rattle.
That's about right.
Rondorio, Rorschach's joke, LOL. I love the book Watchmen, and I really, really like the movie too. Jackie Earle Haley as Rorschach makes the movie. Holy moly, is he amazing. He hasn't done much, Jackie Earle Haley, but I really love him in that. He's also a short guy. He's my height. Which I've always kind of wanted to do a cosplay as Rorschach because I'm the right height for it. But Rorschach is also like a crazy right-wing freak who's violent and sociopathic. So maybe it's not...
That's about right.
So it's like, I don't really want to do that character.
I think I've seen a bunch of those characters in real life.
Kilgore Void. It's not Jackie Earle Haley. He is Rorschach. Ooh, and if anyone hasn't read, I read the first issue of Doomsday Clock. It's like the sequel to Watchmen. It's really good. I haven't read the second issue yet. Or not the issue. It's kind of in 2 volumes. I've read the first volume, which is very Watchmen character focused. And now I have to read the DC Universe edition, which I'll get to. But I'm not as big a DC fan as I am the Watchmen fan. But it's really good. And speaking of, it's about that time, folks.
Yeah.
So
first stream back.
Yeah.
It's a good stream.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, everybody. See ya. Same time tomorrow. Same place. Same time.
Exactly. 9 p.m. Central.
Yeah. Ooh, Jackie Earle Haley's in Preacher. Neat. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
End the stream.